Virgo, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today for your summer solstice oracle reading. Let's see what messages we have for Virgo for the summer solstice season coming up today, actually. Let's see. Ooh, two cards. Unfinished Symphony and Community. Unfinished Symphony and Community with Fork in the Road on the bottom of the deck. So you are at a place where you're sort of being guided to resolve something that has impacted you, perhaps within a certain community that you're a part of. And it's almost like you need to close the loop on something, and you're sort of sitting at this fork in the road right now. And you could be facing a big decision over the course of summer solstice. You might be feeling sort of this energy building around needing to make a decision about something that's been left undone. It's still open-ended, and it involves a community that you're a part of. Could be a group of friends, it could be some family members, or it could be, a community that you're a part of in a different way. Let's see what you may need to surrender or surrender to in order to sort of resolve this situation for Virgo. Ooh. Okay. Oh, interesting. Surrender unhealthy relationships. Yeah, that's very interesting coming through with Community, Unfinished Symphony, Fork in the Road. There may be some unhealthy relationships that you need to let go of. The message on the card says, let go of relationships that do not serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and surrounded by positive people. So there may be something out of alignment within your community of friends, of people. Again, could be different for all of you, but something's got to go. So you're at a fork in the road trying to decide right now. And it's something that's been sitting unfinished. You've known about this. It might be time to just pull the trigger and pick a path. Surrender these unhealthy relationships so that your community feels lighter and more in alignment. It says here, surrender to the magic of who you are. This is the other card you received. We all have magic within us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with uniqueness and worth that comes from being you. Just by being you, you're a magical being. And we all are. And so the only thing about this other card is this idea of seeing people as toxic is a little bit outside of how I like to look at things. I like to look at the relationship more than the person. Is the relationship one that makes you feel sort of a lightness or a heaviness? It's not so much that people are toxic. It's more just that they're out of alignment with you. And they may have sort of an agenda that you're unaware of, right? And it's interesting. It sort of removes a little bit of the compassion when we label people as toxic. It's not something that I like to do, but I think we can take what this card is saying to say, let go of relationships that they're not serving you in the sense that you feel out of alignment. The energy is not consistent with your energy. It's instead of focusing on people being toxic, sort of focusing on the energy of the relationship. Is it one that you feel you can collaborate with consciously, or does it always feel like there's something else going on? I think every relationship is always trying to teach us something about ourselves. And I feel like in this case, the lesson is that there is maybe some energy around some relationships, Virgo, that isn't actually what it appears to be, or it's not in alignment with your energy, right? It's interesting, something to consider without judging others. It's something to consider. Now, bottom of the deck says surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. So letting go of limited ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can step into your own power and soar into your own life. So again, sort of looking at what resonates with you and what doesn't, what used to resonate and what doesn't anymore. So this makes me think that there are relationships that are in your life right now that are no longer in alignment with the belief system that you are holding. Doesn't mean that those people are toxic. It just means that the relationship doesn't actually match your energy anymore. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like labeling people as toxic is so judgmental that it pulls you into a space of judgment rather than just sort of trying to observe what works with you and what doesn't work with you, and letting go of the attachment to relationships where you feel like things aren't in alignment, you know, and without judgment, right? Without judgment. Okay, but to also be aware of your own beliefs outside of just relationships. Do you hold beliefs that are no longer relevant, like they're sort of outdated, and you might need to let go of some of these beliefs? So this is interesting, all food for thought for you to consider as the seasons shift. So do we. Okay, let's see what messages you receive from the Creativity Oracle. What's going on for Virgo? Fear. Yeah, this is interesting. It says here, if you want to be free of fears and phobias, then you have to understand why they exist. Could be an outdated belief. It could be that you have some relationships around you that are triggering your fear because you don't feel safe around certain people. And it's not because the people are toxic. It just might be that there's an unhealthy sort of lack of harmony between you and others that are in your community right now. Or they may have an agenda that you're not aware of, but you can feel it, and it's bringing out some fear. Let me read this again. If you want to be free of fear and phobias, then you have to understand why they exist and make peace with them. Exactly. Card number 1. So needing to make peace with things that have been left unfinished in relationships or within your own beliefs. You're at the fork in the road, Virgo. This is going to be a time where you have to decide where you want to invest yourself. Do you want to sort of surround yourself with individuals that you don't feel you're in alignment with? Do you want to continue to hold beliefs about yourself that seem outdated and not really reflective of you today? It's interesting. Are you denying your own magic? You know, your own sense of worthiness that comes from just being you. This is very interesting food for thought. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Card 41. Sorry, I can't see well. Wounds. Withheld support from the past can cause low self-esteem that cripples action. You know, Virgo, the more cards I pull, the more I'm sort of seeing a story unfold here where you may have chosen to have certain people around you that you're aware are not in alignment with your current energy, but you're doing so because of a fear or because of some kind of wound from this unfinished symphony. There could be trauma bonding between you and people. Again, that doesn't mean that the people themselves are toxic. It just means that the relationship is based on a trauma or a wound or a fear. And so it's not serving you to hang on to that. This is very intriguing for some reflection, I think, here, Virgo. Now, to close your reading, let's see what the final guidance is for Virgo. What is the final guidance here? Oh, beautiful message. You are not alone. So you might be hanging on to things because of a wound or a fear. You might be feeling lonely. You might be feeling isolated. So it's a beautiful final message to remind you that we're actually never alone because we're all connected. The message here is we are here from you. We never left. Through all the sadness and loneliness, however, you cannot sense us near you or feel how much love we are sending you. We are your family, your friends, your guides. You never walk alone. We walk right beside you. This is a beautiful message. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck for Virgo. Serenity. Taurus received this as well. You need inner peace And there are some relationships that are robbing you of that. Again, try not to be judgmental about the people. Focus on the energy of the relationship. The most important relationship you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings or emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let the past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. I really feel like this message is sort of guiding you to operate from a place of not your wounds, not your fears, not this feeling of sadness or loneliness, but to come at this fork in the road by saying, my inner peace is what's most important. You know, that my relationship with myself is the most important relationship that I have, and it's the one that needs my attention. And if there's relationships that are bringing in sort of feelings and emotions that are bringing you down, or making you feel more fear, or triggering your wound, or making you even feel like despair, I'm almost feeling like a despair feeling, then those relationships aren't serving you right now. They're not helping you thrive. And that is the reading for Virgo for summer solstice. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading, my friends. I'm sending you so much love and light. Happy solstice.